Hi, today we're going to explore the new kind of chapter that you have in secondary school. This is the kind of question that you will have from Sec 1, Sec 2, all the way until Sec 4. But of course, it's like for the more entry level kind of question for Sec 3 and Sec 4. But then this is a starting that you will have to know when you actually begin with your algebra chapter. So we're going to go through question 1A, B, and C. So let's start with 1A. So for those students who are new to algebra, especially for the P6 going to Sec 1, so this might be something that is not so familiar with, especially for B and C. So 1 should be still possible to do. So let's start with 1 itself, like 1A. The question here have x equals to 2a squared minus 1 and then over 5 minus 2a to the power of 3. So must be very careful when you have the 3 outside the bracket or in the bracket. You must know what it actually means, because in this case, what we are required to do is that we want to substitute all our a with negative 1 over 3. So basically, what I will have here is I will have, let me change back the color. I'll have all my a being replaced by negative 1/3, and then to the power of 2 here, and then here I will have 5, and then minus. So in this case, it will means that my 2 is not 2 and minus 1/3, because I see some of the student making this kind of mistake. So basically what it means is my 2 here multiply a in this case become negative 1/3 and then to the power of 3. So if you press in your calculator, please remember your bracket, because if not, it will become a mistake. So I'm not going to use calculator here because I just want to show you how it's being done, because for some questions, they want you to show your detailed working without using calculator. So in this case, what we have here is my inside bracket here is negative 1/3 times negative 1/3. Do note that when we have negative multiplied by negative, we will have a positive answer. So 1 times 1 on top, so I will have 1, and then 3 times 3 at the bottom, I will get 9, and then minus 1, and then 5 here. So what I have here for negative 2 over 3, because I take 2 times 1 over 3, and then positive the negative is negative, so to the power of 3. So going here, what I'll get here is 2 over 9 minus away 1, and then the other part here I will have 5, and then we will have minus still inside, because negative times negative times negative, it will still be negative. You can press calculator for this. Unfortunately, my calculator is not near me, so I'm going to just do the whole question without calculator. So we have here equals to 8, and then here is equals to 27. So if you actually expand it out, you will have negative 7 over 9, and then here the bottom, we will actually have minus minus. Please note that if you have a minus outside a bracket and minus negative number inside a bracket, it will become positive here. So we have 5 plus 8 over 27. So this part here, I will encourage to pull out a calculator already. So here, I will continue the question without calculator first. And then what we will get here is equals to negative 7 over 9. So we will have to divide this by 5 and 8 over 27. Highly recommend that you all should use calculator for this, because for secondary school, you are given the chance to use calculator for most of the question. So from here, our answer is equals to negative 21 over 143. I know, like for primary school that time, especially for those in P6, we always say that if the number become like a long decimal or weird fraction like what we see here, it means it is wrong. But for secondary school, it's pretty common to see numbers like such, and it will not means that the question is wrong, because like sometimes we are required to actually round it off to 3 significant figure, when we have funny decimals, etc. So it's one of the transition period that you have to get used to seeing numbers like this. So I assume that everyone actually understand that 1A. If not, please leave a comment at our video to tell us what do you not understand, or if you still have problem with even starting the question, not too clear about the negative signs, etc. I will actually highly recommend that you all actually join our booster class that is upcoming for the November and December. And if you are in the Sec 2 and then still have problem with questions as such, I highly recommend you all to actually join us for our tuition classes that will actually help your kids or help yourself if you're the student to actually boost your confidence to be able to do algebra question with ease. So we're going to do B now, as I have no space, so I'm going to erase whatever that I have done for 1A. So we have 3CD over 2C plus 2D. And then we have divide. So normally when we have divide, please note that I will normally change it to times and I will flip the behind fraction here. So I will have 8C plus D square here. And then after that, I'll have 3D square here. So what I need to do here for start is that I will try and open up the bracket. I will try to factorize them so that maybe we will be able to do cancellation more easily here. So what I will do here is that I will bring out 3D and then I'll have C here. The reason why I did that is because here I know we have a 3D. Later we can do some cancellation. So here I will bring out 2 as well. So I have C plus D here. And then the reason why I did so is because I know I have C plus D here as well. I'm gonna factorize it here so that I can see clearer, because I think some students, they do not understand the square on top yet, especially for those that are in Sec 1. So with this, I think it's very clear. We can do a comparison directly. We can see that we have a 3D here. We can definitely cancel away the 2 on top because we don't have, we already cancel away one of the 3D. And then the CD here, we can cancel one of the CD here. Then what we left will be, for the top part here, what we have will be equals to C left, and the bottom here is D left, and then we have 8C plus D here. Bottom part here is 3D only. So we're going to multiply top to top, bottom to bottom. So I have 8C here, C plus D here, and then I have 6D here. So I'm going to expand in and then see whether what we can do with it, because we are supposed to simplify after this. So I'm going to expand. So I have 8C2 plus 8CD over 6D. Then I realize all of them, right, I can actually divide by 2. So I can reduce it down. So maybe I'll reduce it down by, okay, actually I think we shouldn't do this step. I think it's redundant. So I will just reduce it from the on top here. So what I will have here is I can do a cancellation here, that I can divide by 2 for here. Here will become 4C. I divide 2 here, I will have 3D. So I have 4C bracket C plus D and then 3D. So this is my final answer. So my answer will be just this, and I can leave it in bracket. So that is my B done. And then I hope you all learn how to actually do questions like this. Then the next one that we have here is that we want to express it as a single fraction. So don't think that because it's algebra, it's something totally different, and then wow, I suddenly don't know how to do my fraction, how to make them into single fraction. So to make them into single fraction is pretty simple. What you need to do is you need to change your denominator to same number. So in this case here, my same number here should be, the denominator should be 10, which means I'll have to multiply 2 top and bottom for one of them. The other one, I'll have to multiply 5 top and bottom for the other one of them. So my end result here, I will get here as 10. And then if you are not too good with mental sum, suggestion is that maybe you just put it outside first, so you can see it clearer, because we won't want to make mistake from the first step, because algebra, the biggest problem for most students is that you all will actually make careless mistake halfway through the thing. And for questions as such that you have a negative here, right, please remember the negative apply to every single thing inside. Yeah, so my suggestion is to be extra careful if you actually have a negative in your single fraction question like this. Okay, so you see I make a careless here already that I didn't change it to 10, so I will need this to be 10. So I can now finally combine them into one single fraction because my denominator is the same. So while I combine them, I will also expand them as well because I have limited space here. So I'm going to multiply this inside for both of them. So 2 multiply 2x, I get 4x. And then 2 multiply negative 3, I get negative 6. And don't forget just now what we say here. I should leave this as minus 5. And then I need to remember that later my minus 5 here, this whole thing, will apply to this and also will apply to this. So the next one that I have here, I will get 4x minus 6. So negative 5 multiplied by 1, I will get negative 5 still. And then if I have negative 5 multiplied by negative x, I will have positive because negative multiplied by negative, I will get the opposite, which is positive. So I have 5x here, then this is over 10. So my final answer will be in the next step whereby I will look at the common ones. So I will always take the sign in front of the numbers. So we have 4x plus 5x. So I will have x 9x here. Then another problem that most of the students actually have here is we have minus 6 minus 5, which some students will be very confused. So they will tell me say it's minus 1. But no, if I have minus 6 and I minus another 5, so I minus more of the thing. So in another words means that I will have minus 10 here and minus 11 here. So because minus 6 and then minus 5, the number we sum them together equals to 11. The sign will remain as negative. So this is my final answer for my 1C. I hope you all have learned something new today for algebra, and I hope that you all stay tuned to our channel. And if you actually find our lessons useful and find our video useful, please click on the subscribe button and please keep us going by giving us some likes and thumbs up. And also, if your child or yourself actually think that after all these questions, you might need more practice or you might need more help in your mathematics, please feel free to join us on Facebook and send us a PM, and we will have lessons ongoing that you all can actually join at affordable fees, and hopefully all of us can improve our mathematics together. I'm Miss Janelle. Thank you everyone for your time, for listening to me, and I hope that you all have learned something today. Thank you and have a nice day.